Hello, trenders. Coming up this week, we trend with an only ladies chill-out restaurant in Soweto. An Asian restaurant also marks the perfect spot to honor the achievements of African women. Then we transition to an art exploration of cultural reflection before indulging in a graceful ballet rendition of Swan Lake at the theatre. Join us on this adventure.
Hey Trenders, this month is all about transformation. This Women's Month, we are focusing on a new space in Soweto called SheBeen, where Rockefeller has transformed into a new space by a popular spritzer that's making sure that women get to enjoy their nightlife. When you are looking at this space, let's talk design and aesthetics. I mean, when you're outside, you can't tell. Yay!
Like I walked, I was shocked. I thought I was at the wrong place. From the outside, the facade, it looks like a container, you know, one of those shipping containers. And you won't assume, you won't think that as you walk in, there's this luxury, there's this velvet, there are these tassels, there's carpet, there's fabulous tiles, there's lighting, there's just ambiance, beautiful lighting. I mean, I went to the bathrooms and I was like, this light, what's going on with this lighting in here?
What encouraged your brand to actually want to take on this specific transformation that opens up so many conversations to women?
Well, I mean, it's something different. We wanted to be part of the historical campaign of the SheBeen Brutal Fruit Spritzer SheBeen campaign. So yeah, we are all for women empowerment. We are all for the fight against gender-based violence. We want to create a safe space. We've always created the safe space. So this just basically reiterates what we have been doing all along.
So paint the picture of this transformative space. How was the place before it became pink?
Well, think of a tavern in the middle of Soweto. Of course, there was some class to it, but it was definitely nothing like this. Like we've basically brought the scent into the Soweto, to the women of Soweto, and which is something that we want to offer our patrons. You know, an experience of a lifetime, a safe space, a place where you can gather with your besties and have a night and not worry about what will happen to you at the end of the night.
What are you guys doing to ensure that that happens? I mean, it's easier to say it, but really when women are in the same space as males, what are we doing to ensure women's comfortability and safety within the space?
Well, basically, we've got the whole lighting, we've got the how it looks, our bathrooms are safe, we've got female staff, we've got female security. So if at all maybe someone is feeling uncomfortable, we want to create that space where they are able to speak out, or maybe speak to one of our ladies and say, look, a certain gent is manhandling me, or something of that sort. So yeah.
For me, I think it's important for the brand to look at how they can make this a sort of permanent initiative with various establishments so that women can trust that places that have passed the criteria, that they are indeed what they say they are, that when you go there you can expect to have security available, there's adequate lighting, you have separate bathrooms for instance, and if you do have shared bathrooms, how are you making them safer for women, you know? So establishments need to also step up and show themselves to be interested in protecting their female client. Because we're clients, we're coming with money, we're coming with the vibe, we're coming with our beauty, we're coming with deserving to have a great place and a great space to enjoy safely. You know, we deserve that. So I think establishments need to step up to make this a constant conversation and a constant part of what they do. And we can also play a part by demanding. I think sometimes you don't demand enough. If you notice something, you go to a place and you notice that, listen, there isn't enough lighting when I drive up, I don't feel safe, tell someone. Write it on their Facebook page, write it on their Instagram page. Tell them, make the noise, because you're advocating for yourself. And by doing that, you're advocating for other women and ensuring their safety.
This has to become a way of life, right? Prioritizing the safety of women needs to become a way of life. prioritizing the safety of our country needs to be a way of life. Taking responsibility and looking out for each other has to become a way of life. You know what I mean? More women owning spaces. And I think women just execute things better, right? So to see women own more clubs, I think guys are gonna move different, things are gonna change, you know? I remember growing up when my mom used to sell bojalo, right? There were boundaries. I don't remember ever it being chaotic. You know what I mean? The respect that she still got in the community, the respect that she got from her customers, particularly the men, was consistent. So it is possible, and it has to become a way of life.
For you, is this a year or this specific month is there something worth celebrating?
You know, life is everything in one. Everything. Inale matlhoko, inale monate. There's joy and there's pain. And so I think we can walk and talk at the same time. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. I think we can celebrate and we can have these serious conversations that require us addressing the change that needs to happen. So there is so much to celebrate. When you look back at how things were a couple of decades ago, there's been substantial change. It does not mean the work stops, but it means it's a moment to pause, a moment to celebrate, a moment to pat ourselves on the back for the society we've transformed into, and also a moment to reflect on the things that still need to happen. I mean, just a few decades ago, women couldn't buy property without a man. We couldn't go to school without a man. There's so much we couldn't do on our own. We didn't have the franchise, we couldn't vote, and so on. So we've come a long way, but it doesn't, and we can acknowledge that we've come a long way, but it doesn't mean that there is nothing else to be done. There is so much work that still needs to be done.
I feel so passionate about protecting that space and passionate about protecting the joy that I deserve, you know? We've been through so much. We've been through a pandemic. We've been through the tiger. Explode on top of the everyday pap and place of GBV and everything we deal with in this country. If you get a pocket to celebrate and enjoy and be happy.
So style, tell me a bit about this space. What are you thinking of the deco, the style, and how this place has been put together?
It's so gorgeous. It is so classy. It is definitely worth spending your money on. I can't wait to see the pictures. I can't wait to see beautiful women dressed up and just see the beautiful pictures, because Irregular was saying there's some really beautiful spots here. But outside of that, it's definitely worth spending your hard-earned money at.
Well, ladies, there you have it. If you're trying to figure out who Dintago guy this month in August, you can come here.
We're coming to you live from SheBeen in Molapo, Soweto. My name is Lebo Mashila and you are watching Trendz.
Hello everybody, happy Women's Month. I'm Azania and you're watching Trendz. Hello everybody, I'm so excited to be on the show. I'm so excited to be watching the show. I'm Azania and you're watching Trendz.
Hey everybody, my name is Kuli Chan, I'm a Motok originator, and I'm hanging out with
Lemise Hallworthy, your tattooed lady for the babies. And don't forget, you're watching Trendz right here on SABC.
We continue to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women this Women's Month. As Trendz, we were invited to honor and pay tribute to the women of Africa at one of the finest Asian restaurants at Nelson Mandela Square in Sandton.
Today's mantra is radiating light from within, because as women, we need that little reminder, a push. Uti, we are a blessing in this earth, and we are definitely love and light. It is a beautiful Women's Day, and we're about to enjoy all things glam, fancy, and beautiful. By the way, come and see.
Fashion designer Kat van Danen is behind a capsule collection of her playful yet glamorous line.
I think design is about problem solving, it's about storytelling, it's about vision, it's about escapism and allowing people to dream, express themselves. It's a language, it's an art form, it's many things, and I'm here to practice it the best I can.
Why did you choose those outfits from your collection to showcase them today?
It's a story about becoming, about the silhouettes and forms that are unapologetically out there. I think for many centuries women didn't get a chance to take space, and I think this is our time. This is a time of women taking space. This is time for African women taking space. I'm just privileged to be here and be proud of it.
And for lunch, executive chef Victor Kalenga crafted a 6-course meal anchored in his signature fusion of Japanese-style dining, which ladies seem to have enjoyed.
So we had the fresh shiso oysters, that was we served first. And then we had the baobans, and we have komodo sushi, which was a starter. And the baoban is Japanese, Korean type of vibe side. We try to make it a twist as a tang kind of cuisine always. And as a chef, I always want to be unique. The whole thought of it, it's a light meal that will accommodate the women to still have fun and drink, and they don't get too full. Just make everything pretty much balanced and everything.
What do you think is going to be a food trend in spring?
I really think Asian cuisine have taken a trend of all over the world, pretty much. Asian cuisine, the trend is Asian cuisine, Asian flavor. And I once said something to one of the guests. The Asian flavor is very close to the African flavor. I have to make sense of it, because the flavor of Asian and African is so strong and bold. It's boom. And that's exactly what you're gonna see.
Dear women, shine on, not just today but every day. Here's another message and wishes for all women in this world.
Always keep your head up high. Don't let anybody demotivate you. Keep yourself going. Don't allow someone to tell you that you can't reach your dreams because you look a certain way or you're trying to look like someone else. Keep yourself motivated by listening to your instincts, that's what's important, going within your mainstream of life.
The platform is very big, your dreams are very valid, lift each other up, don't bring each other down, let's do this journey together. There's space at the top and I'll meet everyone at the top.
We are at the opening night for Nzumi Yabudomi by Blessing Ngobeni. This intriguing exhibition deeply investigates the purpose within human experience, and we are here tonight to witness an extraordinary exploration of an artistic expression and cultural reflection. Blessing Ngobeni is an audacious artist whose vibrant and boundary-pushing work encapsulates the essence of multimedia expression while altogether defying the concept of time. In Nzumi Yabudomi, he seamlessly merges various artistic forms, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of visual and sensory experiences.
Being a part of this experience has been completely invaluable for me. My contribution, I would say, was really working with Blessing to uncover what it is that he would like to put across, to uncover what his message is, and then to create that into an experiential space where people can really understand that Blessing is trying to portray and express what the human experience is. And so it was very wonderful to understand where his head is and then to translate that into a space. I really love Genocide of Brutality, which is across the way. It is 2 triptychs that are placed together, so it's actually 6 panels. And I think it's my favorite piece because it's all encompassing in one piece of what Blessing wants to say about how multifaceted and nuanced the Black experience is, and not just the Black South African experience, but the Black diaspora as well.
Ngobeni delved into the depths of human existence within Nzumi Yabudomi, posing questions about our shared purpose and the significance of our individual journeys.
Today is my opening of my second Standard Bank Young Artist Solo Exhibition show, titled Nzumi Yabudomi, meaning the messenger of experience. So I'm the messenger. So what you're gonna see down there is what I assume or I think the world is like, and the people around me is like, and then that's how they think. So you are here to view some of my work that I did a few years ago, and then my latest works, which are speaking about what is going on around ourselves and around the world. This is a collection of my old work, you know, hence in the speaker he said I have a work that titled Recycled History. So that his recycled history appears in all of the collection of my previous work, my mid work, and the work that I created during the lockdown, and also the recent work that are very, very new and few people knows those works. So yeah, that's how I built the collection. I never had like a single year to dedicate, but it's a collection of my history, including the work that is dating 2013 when I was new in the industry. So it's a collection of all these works that you're gonna see tonight. What inspired this body of work is historical events, you know, events that brutally to the black skin, and events that are excitement, or events that are more that need to be corrected, you know. So to me, Abutom is more working with the historical experience of a black child, you know, I mean, across the globe, you know, looking at the experiences that either build you or destroys you.
So there's something interesting that Blessing's work does, is that if you look at virtually all of his work, there is a cohabitation or a co-presence, but that does not generate tension between forms of thinking that ordinarily we don't think of as having a possibility of existing together. You have in his work a presence of messages that come from the world beyond, the ancestral, the spiritual, the metaphysical. But also at the same time, that same work would be a comment on the present existential questions, problems of corruption, problems of consumption, you know, the problems of, you know, poverty, the problems of betrayal, political betrayal that people have suffered at the hands of the political elite.
Mzansi Ballet's version of Swan Lake comes alive on stage. In exquisite tutus, it's evident that these elegant swans will bring magic to the narrative of the well-known tale. Briskly and swiftly, they effortlessly fill the stage, with the choreography bringing a rather unique version of the usual trajectory.
When we decided to do the Mzansi Ballet Swan Lake, we were wanting to think of ways that would differentiate it from all the other ballets around the world. One of the questions we have always asked is, why does Van Rothbard, the magician, actually change the princesses and the people into swans? And so we decided to explore that in this particular ballet. And so the whole ballet then is that journey of who do I become and how does it help me to change? Because in the end, we only are who we really are. And I think that is the bigger philosophical discussion to be had. If you are having to change yourself to be more acceptable to anybody, is it worth it? And will it work?
You're not only a choreographer. Tell us about some of the things you've also gotten involved in.
What's really influenced my career is, even as a child, I could never choose one discipline. Yes, ballet grabbed my heart, but I always had to have a bit of a foot in every other genre, you know, from contemporary to African, doing hip-hop, doing freestyle, Spanish, tap. With choreography now, we have so many cross borders and boundaries. There's no real lines as to what you're doing. People nowadays are really crossing the lines and doing cross genres, and that's what I'm really interested in. I really love seeing how the body can move for you as a dancer. If I get you, I really use you as my muse and see what I can push your body to do, push the limits.
Veronica Lowe was exposed to ballet from the age of 4. Since then, she has gracefully embraced it into her womanhood as the purest feminine art form of empowerment.
I went to go see a production with my aunt when I was about 5 years old, and just seeing all the magic on the stage and the female dancers in their tutus and the tiara, and I just wanted that magic, and I was willing to do anything I had to get it. I think for me, Swan Lake is playing the contrasting roles of Odette, the white swan, and Odile, the black swan. They're truly contrasting. The white swan is sweet and kind and very innocent and soft, whereas Odile, her counter twin, who's actually the same person, is hard and nasty and unkind, almost in a sense. But the two in harmony are such a fun and amazing role to be able to portray. So that's been a really special journey for me, is getting to bring those characters to life.
From your experiences, why do you think it's important to get into the art form from a very young age?
For the body physically, it is very demanding. It teaches you respect your body, respect yourself. It teaches you discipline, it gives you structure. And if you have all of those things, you can apply them in your normal life as well.
In this ballet, embellished with beautiful classical music, stereotypes are broken. Against traditional norms, male dancers wear exquisite tutus too. This with the quest of keeping old ballet still relevant to a new South African audience.
So it's such a difficult and fine balance between maintaining an existing audience, but also growing and developing and slightly pushing the boundaries. And many of the boundaries have been pushed. But we wanted to keep the white swan and the black swan pas de deux in the ballet. We wanted to keep the signet, the dance of the small swans, which is one of the most iconic pieces in the ballet. But then after that, it was creating a new scene. So our big swans are danced by male dancers, still in white tutus, so that the uniformity and the homogeneous nature of the ballet is still there. And then so often in Swan Lake, the swans are portrayed as these gentle, softer creatures. However, when we look at the birds in nature, they are rough, they are strong, they are powerful, they can fly thousands of kilometers. And so the mixture of the male and females into this is a true portrayal of nature.
It's the combination of music, lighting, choreography, and of course the costumes that add a touch of great grandeur to this production. As a director, when you sit back and admire your work, what brings so much fulfillment?
For me, it's that big search for the black swan, the black ballerina, to try and ensure that we have enough black ballerinas, because we don't have enough black ballerinas, where we can truly showcase beautiful South African talent. And I think that for me is what makes me sit back and think we are on a good journey towards a beautiful future for ballet in South Africa, but also just on a beautiful future for South Africa. And I think that is the value of the arts.
Swan Lake, a love story that continues to resonate as one of the most popular classical ballets worldwide. Don't miss the show. And that's all the splendor we had time for this week. Reach us on our social pages at Trendz on SABC.